Channel 7 and 103.7 WTIB present Talk of the Town with Henry Hinton. News, sports, and community information and everything that's going on around town. Now, with Talk of the Town, here's your host, Henry Hinton.
Okay, welcome in, everybody. It is Talk of the Town Friday morning. We are on location, and we are live this morning at Krispy Kreme. The hot light is on, and that's the only thing that's hot because it's cold outside, man. I'm going to tell you what, we're looking for a high temperature today, only about 36 degrees, and a low tonight of 19. And the wind chill today could get as low as down in 15, 10 degrees, something like that. Welcome into the show this morning. Great to have everybody here. It's our first on-the-road location program of the year, and we are live at Krispy Kreme this morning. We're giving away free donuts again, as Amanda Tilley always does when we're here. Amanda's got she's featuring the cheesecake donuts today, the caramel and the chocolate cheesecake donuts. You can get either one if you come in for free and say that you're listening this morning. But get you one of those hot cups of Krispy Kreme coffee. This is my second one this morning. McGee is here this morning. Good morning, McGee.
Good morning, Hen.
Nice to see you. And also here this morning is the general manager of WITN Television, none other than the G-Man, Mark Gentner. Good morning, Mr. G.
Good morning, Henry.
How are you? How were the holidays?
The holidays
you
were
stay
good.
in town?
We went to Wilmington to see my folks at Christmas, but then stayed here for the New Year's.
Okay, very good. What's happening at WITN? Anything exciting? You guys have any of the playoff games?
No.
Playoffs are CBS?
Oh, no. The Pro.
Yeah,
yes.
the Pro?
Yeah, we got the first two, the doubleheader on Saturday.
So you got them tomorrow, then?
Yeah, we've got the Chiefs, Colts, and
Green Bay?
Yep, and Green Bay and 49ers.
Yeah. And, I mean, and am I right about this, McGee? As I understand it, the Panthers could get the winner of that game, right? They could get the 49ers. They could get Green Bay. But couldn't they also get Philadelphia? Didn't I see that they could also get the Eagles?
Maybe so. No, I'm for certain about either the 49ers or
yeah.
I'll have to check on the Eagles, though.
But, of course, the Panthers get the day off and get the weekend off, which is good.
Yeah, because Seattle gets the lowest seed on the winner in that Philly game. So
I do not believe the Panthers could get Seattle next week.
No.
I think they'd probably see them in the NFC Championship game.
And thank goodness for that.
Yeah. Well, they got to play them sometime.
They do. But I'd rather meet them later on.
Well, keep in mind, that was one of the 4 losses they had this year, but they had them beat.
And it was the first game of the season.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So, Panthers are much better now. But
yeah, that defense is for real. Interesting
stuff. All right, good wins last night for East Carolina's basketball teams. The Jeff Lebo's team wins down at Campbell last night, and we were talking about the fact that we were able to watch that on the computer last night. It was streaming on some website from Campbell University, and Akeem Richmond last night, 37 points, 10 three-pointers. He was on fire.
He was. In fact, he made
and missed some free throws down the stretch.
Yeah, he could have had 40-plus last night. He had the hot hand, and that's what it's going to take, I think. And, we talked about with when Philip Horn was on with us a couple of weeks ago that ECU could make a run in Conference USA. They're going to need Akeem Richmond to play, I hate to say it, almost that well, game in, game out for the Pirates to have a strong run in league play.
Well, conference play begins now, and, of course, Heather Macy's team, the women, won again last night at the College of Charleston. And now, folks, if you haven't heard the news about this women's basketball team at ECU, they are 12-1. 12-1. They only lost one preseason or non-conference game, and now the conference schedule begins, and they're home on Wednesday night. And I believe they start the conference with Florida Atlantic.
FAU. And that one game they lost, I know Heather Macy is kind of still kicking herself for that game. That was against Grand Canyon, a team I think they probably overlooked completely. And it was on the road, tournament play. They just overlooked Grand Canyon and got beat. They could easily be 12-0 right now. But 12-1 is still remarkable.
Yeah, no doubt about it. All right, a lot to get to this morning. We are very excited about the fact that we're going to be visited here in a few minutes. Our special guest this hour is going to be the chief of police for Greenville. It's interesting. I have not really had a chance. I think we had the chief on briefly one day here,
He came by when we had Sheriff Elks on.
Yeah, and I know that Doug Raymond interviewed him one day when I was gone, but I have not really had a chance to do an in-depth interview with the new Greenville Police Chief, who is just he hasn't even been here a year yet. Hassan Aden, he gets very high reviews. People are very excited about him, and man, he's got his hands full because 2014 has started off with some extraordinary crime with shootings downtown, a shootout in downtown New Year's Eve, actually 2 a.m. on New Year's morning. And then there was a home invasion and a robbery yesterday in Farmville, which, would not be his jurisdiction. But, Pitt County has just started off the year with some significant crime. And I think he's going to be announcing some holiday crime statistics this morning. But more than that, people want to know what is being done about it and what is going to be done about it. I heard all the politicians on WITN, all the rhetoric last night about it. But the rubber meets the road with what the police department is going to do. And I know that Chief Aden has some things planned for 2014 through some prior communications that he and I had. And one of the things they're going to be doing is instituting the concept of I've forgotten what they call it, deterrence.
The community.
It's called. Hang on a second, and I'll tell you. Focused deterrence. They have instituted it in Fayetteville. They've instituted it in High Point, and it was a concept that really was kind of been born of a crime consultant. And I know that the chief has already met with him. Actually, I saw an article about what was going on in Fayetteville and actually sent it to the chief, and he says, we're already on this. We've already talked to the consultant. And everywhere that this concept of focused deterrence has been instituted, crime has not just come down. It's come down dramatically. And so we're going to talk to the chief about that. Something needs to happen, and so I'm happy that we've got a guy like Chief Aden that's going to be kind of overseeing that. So Hassan Aden coming up here in just a few minutes here at Krispy Kreme. What else have I missed? Anything?
I don't believe so.
Let's get on with the show and some news headlines. Suddenlink brings us our WITN news headlines this morning, and we're happy Mark Gentner's here with us. His day job is a little more detailed than reading the news on Talk of the Town, but we're happy he's here with us this morning. Mark Gentner with the latest from WITN's newsroom this morning. Good morning, G-Man.
Good morning, Henry, and thank you. Several people are facing charges today after a brawl at a local town hall. Deputies in Jones County and Maysville police officers tried to serve warrants on some wanted people who were at the Maysville Town Commissioner meeting Thursday night. Deputies say some people resisted arrest. One man had to be tasered in order to take him into custody. Joaquin Lanclose is the man's name. His mother, Sandra Sanders Lanclose, who deputies say used to be a Maysville Town Commissioner, was also arrested. The son was charged with 2 counts of resisting a public officer, communicating threats, and harboring an escapee. Lanclose's bond was set at $40,000. Brenda Sanders Lanclose was charged with an assault, inflicting injury on a law enforcement officer, 2 counts of resisting a public officer, and felony charge of harboring an escapee. Her bond was set at $15,000. Both posted bond overnight. The warrants officers were trying to serve were from a New Year's Eve when they say a man drove away from a law enforcement checkpoint and hid in a nearby home. The people in that home would not allow police inside, according to deputies. A small local town is working to solve a big crime. Police say someone walked into a bank and demanded money from a teller and then took off. Southern Bank off East Church Street in Farmville was robbed around 10:45 Thursday morning. The robber was wearing a fisherman's hat and sunglasses. After getting an undisclosed amount of cash, the robber took off on foot down West Church Street. Police say there were no customers in the bank at the time, and the 5 employees inside were not injured. A coffee can filled with evidence hidden under a drain tile at an overpass is what one sheriff says will help convict a man they've charged with several armed robberies. Lenore County Sheriff Chris Hill says he saw 32-year-old Emmanuel Gardner of Kinston hide the coffee can with masks and a gun believed used in the robberies of local convenience stores over the past several weeks. One of the holdups of Gardner is accused of is the one at North Lenore Community Mart, where he shot at the store owner. Gardner's charges include robbery with a dangerous weapon and attempted first-degree murder. He's jailed under a $1.1 million bond. Deputies are still looking for a second suspect in the case who they say joined Gardner in some of the robberies. And finally, investigators say surveillance video helped them nab one suspected armed robber, and they continue to search for two more. The gas house on Highway 258 south of Snow Hill was robbed Friday night just after 7 p.m. 18-year-old Desmond Jones of LaGrange is charged with armed robbery. Greene County deputies say 3 masked men came into the store and got away with cash. No one was hurt in the robbery. Lawmen have warrants out for 16-year-old Tarvis Everett and 16-year-old Shaquem Rodriguez. And that's your WITN News Update.
Okay, very good. It's 14 minutes after 8 o'clock. Let's check our weather update now. Here is McGee with that.
All right, clear skies for tonight. Lows very, very cold, perhaps the coldest day that we've had in quite some time. Lows in the mid-teens, 18 to 19 degrees for tonight. Now for your Saturday, sunny along with a few clouds in the afternoon. Highs only in the mid-40s for tomorrow. Tomorrow night a little bit warmer, but still very chilly. Lows in the low 30s under partly cloudy skies. Sunday brings morning showers with highs in the mid-60s and lows in the mid-40s. And to start the first official work week of the new year, clouds giving way to sun on Monday. Highs in the upper 40s and lows in the mid-teens.
All right, very good. Our news and weather update this hour brought to you by Suddenlink. And if you like fast internet, nowadays you need fast internet. Suddenlink has the fastest in town. And, of course, they still have their family and friends program, which they're calling Share the Love right now. If you tell your friends about how much you love Suddenlink or your family, you'll get a $75 credit. That's right. If you refer a new customer to Suddenlink, you both get a $25 credit on your bill for each new service that they sign up for, so you can get up to $75. Learn more about that online at suddenlink.com/referral. Switch now to Suddenlink. Hurry and call Suddenlink today at 866-432-1184. Take advantage of these low prices while they're still there. And remember, signing up now easier than ever. Check out the new revamped website at suddenlink.com. And don't forget some of the great video on-demand movies as well. It is Suddenlink, 866-432-1184, 866-432-1184. All right, it is 17, coming up on 17 minutes after 8 o'clock. Again, the police chief of Greenville will be here this morning, and we will continue on here as we roll through Friday morning, talk of the town on location, January the 3rd. Very cold day today, as McGee said, so bundle up and keep those children warm today when they go outside. And we'll take a break and come back, and we'll be back here and be talking to the police chief about some of the new crime deterrence philosophies that may be instituted in 2014. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
If you've been seriously injured on the job, you may need an attorney to help you. The workers' compensation laws in our state are very complicated, and you need to know your rights.
The law firm of Hardy & Hardy will be glad to help you with your workers' compensation claim. Attorneys Wayne and Charles Hardy will explain the laws and your rights to you, and they will handle your case from start to finish.
If you've been injured in an accident, count on Hardy & Hardy.
Protecting the rights of the seriously injured.
Many people in eastern North Carolina suffer from diabetes. The question is, can the disease be managed before it causes harm? Are there lifestyle changes that can help prevent it in the first place? And can a health system really make a difference? At Vidant Health, we're empowering people with tools and resources to detect and manage chronic disease. Can diabetes education and management help members of your family lead healthier lives? The answer is definitely yes.
Pepsi, born here, raised by Panthers fans everywhere.
Raise your Pepsi for a chance to win the ultimate fan experience. See specially marked 18 packs or visit PepsiRaisedHere.com to learn more.
Stallings Mobile and Mini Storage Company will deliver a storage unit to your home or business today. Stallings Storage is the only local company providing mobile storage units 8x15 or 8x10 delivered to your site. If you are remodeling your home or office or need to store merchandise and inventory at your business, you need to call Stallings Mobile and Mini Storage. We deliver, pick up, and store it for you. It's that easy, and there's no need to send your business out of town when your mobile storage needs can be met right here with people you know. Stallings Mobile and Mini Storage is located in Pitt County on Beast Oaks Road. It's a well-secured facility with a live-in manager. Fixed units range from 5 feet by 10 feet to 40 feet by 40 feet. We store boats, cars, anything you need. We are Pirate supporting pirates. Call Stallings Mobile and Mini Storage today at 321-2300. That's 321-2300.
Having a vision of what really matters is how we succeed. Keeping an eye on the ball, seeing all the things that we need. Focusing on the big picture, always striving to do what's right. Carolina Vision Care, we keep what's important inside.
Okay, well, welcome back. We are live on location this morning at Krispy Kreme. McGee will have sports up for us coming up in a couple of minutes. And also, we have free donuts this morning. If you're in the vicinity, come join us. And if you come in and say you're listening this morning, just go to the counter and tell them that, and they'll give you a free cheesecake donut. 20 minutes after 8 o'clock, and we've been talking a lot about the 2014 year, starting off with some negative news out of Greenville, and that is, of course, the fact that we had a shooting overnight on New Year's Eve, actually 2 a.m. in the morning on New Year's Day. We've had a home invasion already, and, it's not the kind of news that we want to hear, frankly, to get the year started, but I'm very happy that we've got a police chief that is on these things and working through them for us. Everybody's excited about Chief Hassan Aden, who was named the Greenville Police Chief last year, and he joins us here at Krispy Kreme this morning. Good morning, Chief. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
How long have you been here now?
15 months.
15 months.
Yep.
I said you hadn't been here a year yet. I was wrong about that, but time flies. I know that you got a lot of things you want to talk about this morning, and but let's start with the bad news. Unfortunately, the fact that 2014 has started off with shootings downtown. There was, I guess, was that a gang-related thing? Do we know what happened on New Year's Eve?
We do believe that it was. It was a group-on-group conflict that began in one of our local establishments, which we will be following up. We made some arrests. We made one arrest right now, more to follow. And, we're on it. We had officers that were in the adjacent parking lot when that occurred. So we got on it right away. We know where we need to be. And our deployments are very successful, as is evident by our arrest rate.
You had guys right there on the scene.
Right there, absolutely.
Heard the shots?
Yes.
Wow. I mean, and it's pretty bold for these guys to be shooting at each other with police right down the street.
It is bold, and I think it's just sort of a sign of the times. We had a police shooting on December 22nd. A guy pointed a gun right at one of our officers' faces, loaded, functioning gun.
Wow.
And
I don't remember hearing about that. I don't think. Did that get into the news?
That was December 22nd. He's deceased. He was shot multiple times by our officers.
Oh yes. That was the one that took place. Where was that? Out of Four Lines Road.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Unbelievable. Well, what's the upshot of this? You hear over time that Greenville has a huge drug problem. It always seems to be young people, though. I mean, and this guy that you arrested from the New Year's Eve shooting, he's what, 21 years old?
Yeah, he's young. He's young, and he's a known offender. I mean,
isn't he out on bond?
He is.
So what's the answer to that? We were talking about that this morning. The fact this guy's got 2 pending charges, I believe.
He does.
And here he is, a guy who's already a known offender, as you say, out on New Year's Eve, firing shots right in the middle of town. What's the answer to that? I mean, is there anything that can be done about somebody that's going to be that nefarious?
Well, I will tell you that since I've been here, we have fostered a very positive relationship with our judges and our DA.
Right.
And a result of that is what you're seeing now. If you're paying attention, when you see arrests being made and you see the dollar amounts in the bonds, they are sky high. There was one recently that was $2 million. So that is helping to keep people in.
I take it this young man, though, did not get one of those bonds.
I'm not sure what his bond was,
right.
And I'm not sure when he got that bond.
Right.
But he was out. He was able to get out.
But you are asking judges to put higher bonds on these offenders.
Well, we're working with the judges in the court system and our DA to also pick and choose which cases are pled. If we have, recalcitrant or habitual offenders, we ask that that case not be pled out. Unfortunately, that's a condition of our justice system now that it's routine. But we do have that kind of a relationship. Many other jurisdictions don't. But I do want to say about the shootings that we had in December. We had 5 shootings that were at occupied dwellings and cars. All of those were related to one particular gang feud. We've done some interventions. We are now going toe-to-toe with these gangsters, and we're going to win that battle. I do want to talk about some realignments that we're doing also to address this issue so that citizens can be reassured that their police department is effective and again, going toe-to-toe every day with these criminals.
Yeah, I think that's the next question everybody wants to hear you talk about. What are you doing?
We've got, we have a gang unit. Our gang unit has been traditionally an investigative unit that investigates after the fact crimes that involve gang members. We are realigning that to be a street level force to go out and day-to-day interact, apprehend, and keep tabs on these gang members. That's going to be a significant shift. The other is the creation of a tactical anti-crime unit. This tactical anti-crime unit, I do want to warn anyone who is thinking about committing a robbery, you might find them armed behind the counter as you walk in to do a robbery in a store. This is a whole new approach. It has not been done here, but it is very, very effective.
So you're saying that there will actually be armed police officers in stores behind the counter?
As we identify likely locations that might get robbed, would-be robbers might have a surprise.
Well, that's interesting, and that is now. You and I talked a little bit. We've been communicating about this concept of focused deterrence, which seems to be working, and you like that idea, right? I mean, tell us about that, and are you planning on doing that?
We are, and actually, before I accepted the job, the city manager, Barbara Lipscomb, and I talked about focused deterrence. It's something that I've wanted to do for years. It's the High Point model in which you essentially nominate or target your 25 top offenders in your community, and with that you go out and you get evidence of crimes, videotaped or otherwise, and then you have a call-in. You bring them in and you say, here's what we have on you. And you have the prosecutors, you have the community in there, you have all sorts of resources in there, but the bottom line is that they have to stop offending, or the whole force of that prosecution will be brought on them. It is very, very effective in either curbing some of the desire to commit crimes in some of these guys, or putting them in jail.
Now, there was an article that I read, and I actually sent it to you. I think you'd already seen it, but High Point has used this focused deterrence model, and I believe I'm right about this. They have seen a 40% decrease in violent crime in High Point as a result of this. They think, right?
They have. It's nationally recognized as a model practice. We actually are contracting with the architects of that, which is UNC Greensboro. They created the High Point model along with David Kennedy, who's a very well-known criminologist. We're working with both of them to create ours. So we're not, winging it. We're going right to the architects that created a very successful one, and we're going to be version 2.
So now the concept is you actually contact these 20. You take your 25 people that are kind of in your pipeline that you're working on arresting. You actually bring them in and say, here's the deal. We're gonna give you a pass if you will stop offending. I mean, is that the whole gist of it, or do you then ask them to turn evidence for you, or
no? It's
none of that, because that probably wouldn't work.
It doesn't work in that exact way, but essentially you do get enough evidence to put them away for probably for most of the rest of their lives. You then bring them in and you offer them an option, and the option is stop offending and work with these folks that will help you get jobs, will help you get your life straight, or here are the prosecutors right here, and what we're promising you, and we're promising you this, we will come after you, arrest you on these charges, no plea bargains, and you will go. You will leave our community.
Now, the obvious question is, if you've got this evidence on these guys, why not just arrest them, put them in jail? Is it because of what we just saw this week, which is they're going to get out and offend again?
Some of that, yes. But the other part is, you get a much better, if they actually stop offending, you get a really good result. You get another productive member back into our communities,
right,
and someone that will stop. Now, it's got about a 50% rate, 50% success rate. So we understand that. Half of them
that's
are going to
incredible.
reoffend.
50% success rate is pretty good.
It's excellent.
Yeah.
It is excellent, because if you can get that, that's a much lower cost on society for 50% of them. The other 50, you
just keep arresting them.
Well,
or
with the kinds of cases that we're going to build, there won't be very many more arrests.
So once they're arrested, they're going away for a long time.
They are.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll have federal and state prosecutors there.
Right.
So, when you get a federal charge, you're pretty done.
Perception becomes reality, and we've talked about this on the show. We've talked about it again this morning. We were recently simulcasting on our Newbern Morehead City station, and we had a caller from Morehead City call in and talk about how awful the crime is in Greenville, and how do you guys live in Greenville and that kind of thing. And I got a little frustrated. I jumped back at him and was like, somebody emailed me some stats that showed that you were more likely to be the victim of violent crime if you lived in Carteret County than in Pitt County. But that's getting a little hard to believe at this point. I mean, what's the truth? You guys follow statistics. What's the real truth about crime in Greenville? Are we? I mean, it feels like we are way above where we ought to be. But is it because we're getting details day after day on every robbery, every shoplifting, and of course, you have the violent crimes like the home invasion we had yesterday and the shooting on New Year's Eve. But what's the truth about statistics?
The truth is that we've done research on 10 comparator cities. We are number 5. So we're right in the middle of the pack. And those comparator cities...
These are cities that are about the same size?
50 to 125,000. And these are numbers that were published by those cities and sent in to the FBI, to the Uniform Crime Report, UCR. So they're validated numbers. And we don't feel great about that. We want to be number 9, number 10, the lowest in crime. And we're not that far off from that. So we're going to be publishing those soon. We're going to look at some other cities that are not necessarily comparator by number, but are in the East, and publish their numbers in that as well on a separate chart. And that will reassure people. I mean, those are factual numbers. And that looks at Part 1 crimes per 1,000 residents. The highest one that I've seen is 88. That's a city here in the East. We're at 52. So we're significantly better than, as far as crime rate goes per 1,000, than other cities.
But we have all of the media outlets here.
We do.
We have all the media outlets here. And I've said this before. I mean, the Daily Reflector can't wait to publish something on the front page that happened that was dastardly. But then when you, in the scheme of things, a lot of the things that you see in the paper, even some of the other media reports, you hear day after day after day, you're hearing about those things because they happened in Greenville. But if they happened in Rocky Mount or maybe Newbern or maybe Morehead City or Jacksonville, you're not really hearing about them as much as you do in Greenville. Am I right about that, or am I, or is that wishful thinking on my part?
Well, I think that's my perception also. But I do want to say that we've enjoyed an excellent relationship with the media. Since I've arrived, I've been very fortunate, to be able to call people and talk to people and express, our viewpoints on that. I understand the media's role, and here a lot of information goes out about every crime that occurs in the city. We are sort of the center. We're the hub for the East. In many ways, we are also the hub for news in the East, and we recognize that. Right. But people need to also recognize that. I've been on Twitter, on all sorts of different outlets, and I'm reading other news from other cities that is in some ways more frequent than the stuff that we're putting out.
Right.
So
And I will say this: there have always been there's always been an underlying sense. I know it was like this with the last administration and the last police chief here, that some of the crimes are not being reported accurately. They're not being reported as a specific crime. I want to thank you for your openness with the media and your accessibility to the media. I mean, I hit you on Twitter yesterday morning. You got right back to me. You've been very good with that. And I think your attitude and your personality is really a good match for this community, and I'm excited about you being here.
Well, thank you. I'm excited. I'm very optimistic. I've got a great police force that I'm working with, and a great city administration, great political leadership, and we're getting things done. I mean, the news is out there, and it looks negative, but we are accomplishing many things that are, in some cases, invisible.
It's got to get frustrating for you, too, and for the guys on your police force. You guys are out there doing all these things, and you still have these young thugs, which is what it is. These young thugs that just continue to do ridiculous things like the kid did in downtown Greenville on Tuesday night.
Well, our officers are resilient. They know that they have my support in training in every aspect, and I'm asking them to do things that most people wouldn't want their family members to do. They put themselves in harm's way every day.
Right.
I respect each and every one of them. And I also do want to say this. I want to say that we are a much more accountable agency than when I first got here. We've realigned a lot of different systems, disciplinary and otherwise, to be accountable to the public. So we can look at ourselves in the mirror and say, we are an ethical, constitutional police department. And we will do the difficult things that it takes. We are, I've said this before. I've said it twice today. We're going toe-to-toe with these guys every day.
You handed me, when you walked in, a copy of of what is called the Greenville Police Department Strategic Plan, 2014 to 2016. It says Greenville Police Department, a world-class law enforcement agency, which you're striving to be. What's in this? What's in your strategic plan for the next 2 years?
Well, I will say that we are.
Is that available to people if they want it?
It is. That's on our website, and they can go ahead and get it. It's in English and in Spanish. We are a world-class law enforcement agency. I mean, we're always striving to get better, but we're there. I do CALIA assessments, which are accreditation assessments worldwide, and I'm telling you, we're there. We're there now.
Yeah.
Can we do better? Absolutely, but we're there now. We're a top-notch agency. The strategic plan outlines our activities in the next 3 years. And the goals in there are leadership and ethics, optimizing organizational structure, which I talked about today with the creation of these units, crime reduction, traffic safety, community engagement, and technology and equipment needs, which are also evident. You're seeing a change in our cars and our equipment that we're using, and we're using some fabulous technology to help us do our jobs better.
We've come light years in technology, have we not? I know 5-6 years ago there was a concern that our police, the guys that we had out there on the street, did not have the up-to-date stuff.
We definitely do. And what we use is we don't use public dollars to update our technology. We use seized assets. So we're turning drug money that we seize into police resources, which is the way that it should be.
Yeah.
And we help community with it. We help ourselves with it in terms of fighting crime. But this strategic plan, I urge anyone who's listening to go to our website, download it, and take a look at it. It really is highly detailed, and it's also very significant in the way that we developed it. It's the first one in the country that's developed with community. You'll see who the stakeholders were that were in there with us developing this. The community helped us develop our new mission, which I'll read it. Our mission is this. The Greenville Police Department exists to enhance public safety and quality of life in partnership with all people in our community by preventing crime with honor and integrity. Very simple, very straightforward, but the best thing about it is that community helped us develop this mission. It's a shared mission.
Yep.
And it's actually in many circles in the Department of Justice and otherwise, U.S. Congress, I did a congressional brief on this, consider this sort of the beginning of a new model of community policing. Police departments are very guarded in their strategic planning and in their mission. It's theirs. We shared it, and I think that's significant, and our folks embraced that, which was
right.
a really, it was a signal to me that there was a change in GPD.
Well, we hear good things, and we're glad that you're out there on the watch on a day-to-day basis, Chief. Chief Hassan Aden, the Greenville Police Chief. Now, with regard to this concept of focused deterrence that has gotten so much publicity in High Point and now in Fayetteville here in North Carolina, are you going to be talking more about that, or is that already underway, or when is that going to take place?
It's underway. We're probably at about 60% implemented. We've done the necessary trainings with our community stakeholders, with all of the law enforcement stakeholders. We've got a couple of things to put in place now, dealing with probation, parole, and some service providers.
Right.
But our timeline for focused deterrence is the spring of 2014. So it will be underway. We're already gathering our 25 top offenders. And once those 25 are gone, there's 25 more right behind them. So it's a continuous process. This is not a program or a project. This is a new way of doing business for us. It's not going to go away. There's no funding that's required. It is just a way to conduct policing.
And again, the message to the would-be armed robbers.
Would-be armed robbers, you may want to
you
may want to consider going somewhere else, or better yet, stopping your activities, because you may meet our officers one day.
So you got something new planned for 2014 with regard to these armed robberies?
We do.
Yeah. Going to be interesting to see how that works out. All right. Good to see you. I guess the last question ought to be, what can we do? We always ask that question, but, and I know you say keep your eyes open, be willing to call and all that kind of thing, but is there anything the community at large can do to help you guys?
Well, I think the community is doing it. Obviously, for personal safety, be aware of your surroundings. If you think that there's something that's suspicious, trust your gut. Call us. We are never too busy to come and investigate something. We will come. Call us, we'll come. That's our job. But as far as the community, I just ask for some patience. We have the strategic plan, which is just going into effect. It's been 3 days in 2014. It's 2014, 15, and 16, and keep supporting us. We have great community support right now, and I feel that it's on the rise, regardless of what is out in the papers and the media. So I just say, keep supporting us. Be patient. We're on the way.
And you just handed me a medallion here. Does this mean I'm now officially a deputized? What is it? Is this a ball mark for my?
That's a challenge coin. So anytime I see you, if I pull my coin out, that coin has to be in your pocket, or you have to give me 25 push-ups.
Oh God! I'll keep it in my pocket for sure.
And you can challenge the mayor. He's got one in his pocket.
Well, he's supposed to be over here shortly, so I'll ask him if he's got his. If not, I want to see Thomas doing push-ups. This is very cool. Thank you very much. I'll keep that in my pocket with honor. Appreciate that. Chief Hassan Aden, good to see you, sir.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me. Happy New Year.
Thank you for all you do for us, and again, let us know what we can do if there's anything we can do to help you.
I will.
You've been very accessible to the media, and we appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right, very good. We appreciate the time you gave us this morning, too. 18 now in front of 9. We're going to get a break in. Again, we're live at Krispy Kreme. If you are in the area, you still got time to come down and get a free donut this morning. We got the cheesecake donuts that Amanda's giving away. If you just come in and say you're listening to us this morning, we'll check on that. And also sports coming up. A lot of sports for the weekend as we head toward the national championship, and some more East Carolina basketball news from last night. McGee's coming up next. We'll be right back.
Don't miss the incredible year-end savings at East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep. We are overstocked with over 400 new Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram vehicles. We aren't only discounting the 2013 models, but the 14s as well. Jeep Patriot starting at only $15,990. Dodge Grand Caravan starting at only $19,990. Ram Quad Cab starting at only $26,990.
It's the big finish at East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep, across from the Cracker Barrel in Greenville.
Think you're in good hands with your insurance company? The same people who held your hand when you bought your policy might try to wash their hands of you the moment you file a claim.
We'll help you take matters into your own hands by making sure you know your rights, and we'll fight to get you the compensation you may deserve.
At Hardy & Hardy, we're serious about seeking justice on behalf of our clients.
Count on Hardy & Hardy, protecting the rights of the seriously injured.
Stallings Mobile and Mini Storage Company will deliver a storage unit to your home or business today. Stallings Storage is the only local company providing mobile storage units 8x15 or 8x10 delivered to your site. If you are remodeling your home or office or need to store merchandise and inventory at your business, you need to call Stallings Mobile and Mini Storage. We deliver, pick up, and store it for you. It's that easy, and there's no need to send your business out of town when your mobile storage needs can be met right here with people you know. Stallings Mobile and Mini Storage is located in Pitt County on Beast Oaks Road. It's a well-secured facility with a live-in manager. Fixed units range from 5 feet by 10 feet to 40 feet by 40 feet. We store boats, cars, anything you need. We are pirate supporting pirates. Call Stallings Mobile and Mini Storage today at 321-2300. That's 321-2300.
Having a vision of what really matters is how we succeed. Keeping an eye on the ball, seeing all the things that we need. Focusing on the big picture, always striving to do what's right. Carolina Vision Care, we keep what's important in sight.
When you're on the go, it's Trade Wilco. No matter where you go in Eastern Carolina, there's sure to be an attractive and always clean Trade Wilco Hess station nearby. For the absolute lowest prices on gas, groceries, and travel necessities, stop at any of the Trade Wilco Hess stations throughout Eastern Carolina. Keep your eyes on the road, but remember to look for the green and white Hess sign. The best part? No one supports the ECU Pirates more. So when you're on the go, it's Trade Wilco. Okay, welcome back. We're on location this morning, and again, I want to thank Chief Aiden for coming down, the Greenville Police Chief. Man, was that good or what? You know, you kind of get even though we've got the crime problems we have in Greenville, you kind of feel good about that guy, you know?
Yeah, you do.
I think
there's reassurance.
Yeah, I'm really happy, and I'm happy to see this focused deterrence philosophy be implemented as well. For one reason and one reason only, it's worked in some of the other areas like Fayetteville and High Point, and so we'll see what happens in 2014. All right, we got sports coming up in a minute, but first, our hostess is here. Our hostess with the mostest, Amanda Tilley, the owner of Krispy Kreme, is here this morning, and we've been giving away these caramel cheesecake donuts and chocolate cheesecake donuts this morning. Good morning, Amanda.
Good morning.
How
Good
are
to see
you?
I'm doing well.
I appreciate you having us down again this morning. And this is the feature for January, right? These
That's right.
Cheesecake donuts.
We're starting the year off right with some good tempting donuts. We have a chocolate cheesecake donut that's a creamy chocolate cheesecake filling dipped in chocolate, then in brownie crumbles. And then we have a caramel cheesecake, which is a regular cheesecake filling, just the plain, with dipped in caramel, graham crackers, and drizzled with caramel. And so both are outstanding.
So if you like cheesecake, you're going to love these.
Exactly.
You're going to love these two donuts that are being featured in January. Now, it's a very cold morning. Going to be a cold weekend. We got some hot drinks. I love your coffee. I think you got the best coffee around, but how about if people like a little espresso? You got something special this month also.
That's right. We've got a featured espresso beverage. It's a caramel mocha, which is a latte that has chocolate and caramel flavorings in it. You can get that hot or iced. I would strongly recommend hot today.
No iced today. Yeah. And we were talking earlier this morning, but Rocky Mount, your new store in Rocky Mount, continues to rock and roll, right?
It does. Yeah. It does.
McGee spent the whole holidays over there, I think.
I still encourage people to come inside. We still have a strong drive-through presence and a beautiful inside that people a lot of times just don't even come inside.
Are people finally coming inside?
They're starting to, and I think once they come inside once, they like it, and they'll come back again. But we really do have times when the drive-through is out to the street, and we have just one or two customers inside.
The morning we were over there doing the show live, the line was out on 301 down the street. But there weren't but a few people inside.
Right.
Yeah,
so we're starting to see more and more folks inside, which is good.
Well, Happy New Year to you. Thank you for letting us be here. It's always fun.
Always good to have you.
And
Take care.
We appreciate everything with our relationship with you guys, and look forward to another successful year down here doing our show once a month.
Sounds great.
Thank you,
Take
Amanda.
care.
Thank you. See you. All right, very good. Amanda Tilley, our host this morning. It's 11 minutes in front of 9. And sports time now. A lot of sports. East Carolina with 2 big wins last night. The women, McGee, are just on fire. Heather Macy's team gets another win last night down in Charleston. And I got to watch the streaming video of the East Carolina Campbell men's game last night. And, man, Akeem Richmond just went off down there last night.
Yeah, you saw a lot of threes.
Yeah. I always worry about that Campbell game because they beat us. You don't want to lose to Campbell, because it's like they're Super Bowl. I remember last time we were down there and they beat us, they swarmed the floor like they'd won the national championship.
That loss puts a sour taste in your mouth.
But East Carolina with 2 big wins last night. A lot of football this weekend. Here's McGee on sports.
All right, you had big wins both for the men's and women's ECU basketball programs on Thursday night. In men's action, behind a season-high 37 points from senior guard Akeem Richmond, ECU was able to hold off Campbell 79-71. Richmond went 12 of 20 from the field, including 10 of 17 from 3, as the Pirates improved to 11-4 on the season. Back in action 8 days from now, and the Conference USA opener against Old Dominion on the 11th of January in Greenville. That's right, Old Dominion is a competing member in basketball now in Conference USA. On the women's side last night, Heather Macy's bunch beat the College of Charleston 64-55 to improve to 12-1, their best non-conference start since the 1972-73 season. Sophomore Jada Payne led the way with a game-high 26 points. The women returned to the court on the 8th of January in the Conference USA opener versus Florida Atlantic. College football bowl action last night in the Sugar Bowl. A stunner as number 11 Oklahoma got by number 4 Alabama 45-31, 348 yards and 4 touchdowns for seniors quarterback Trevor Knight, while A.J. McCarron ends his collegiate career 36-4 as a starter quarterback for the Crimson Tide. Second straight BCS bowl win for Bob Stoops and Oklahoma. Coming up tonight, the Cotton Bowl, number 13 Oklahoma State, number 8 Missouri, 7:30 from Arlington, Texas. And in the Orange Bowl, number 12 Clemson, number 7 Ohio State, 8:30 kickoff from Miami. Also coming up this weekend, NFL wildcard action at 4:35 tomorrow, Kansas City at Indianapolis. And at 8:10 tomorrow night, the Saints will visit the Eagles. And coming up on Sunday, Chargers at the Bengals, 1:05 kickoff, and a 4:40 start time from Green Bay as the 49ers come to Green Bay to take on the Packers. So the wildcard action, we'll find out this weekend who the Panthers will play coming up in their first-round playoff action next weekend on the 11th of January.
Yeah, man. Panthers in the playoffs, get the bye this weekend. And who do you think it's going to be?
It's so wild card action. It's so hard to really pick a team. I don't think there's a huge favorite. I think San Francisco's going to have a tough time. I think the home teams are going to be the ones that prevail in the wild card action.
Where's that Green Bay, San Francisco?
At Green Bay.
You see, they almost didn't sell that out. I don't know if they've sold it out yet.
Yeah, which is shocking because Green Bay really gets out and supports their.
How many games in a row have they sold out?
Yeah,
why would that game not sell out?
It's surprising, and maybe they will. By the time
will Aaron Rodgers be back?
I'm not sure he's going to be back.
I think he came back last week. Didn't
they will need him to play in that game. He did, and they ended up beating Chicago barely, but yeah, they'll need him to play well to beat them.
I'm thinking San Francisco is going to win that game. I'm thinking it's going to be Panthers and San Francisco next week.
I'll go against you and take Green Bay at home. I'll put you lunch at Trips.
Okay.
Okay. Deal.
Done deal.
Done deal.
You're going to lose.
Okay. We'll see. We'll see.
It's going to be about minus 18 up there tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really, really cold.
Speaking of that, not much warmer here tonight. It's going to be 19 degrees tonight. We're looking for clear and overnight low 19, and the wind chill is going to be way down. Wind chills today. I mean, I'm looking outside Krispy Kreme here now this morning through the hot light. Blue skies, not a cloud in the sky this morning, but very cold, and it's going to get windy later today, and temperatures are going to be in the mid-30s. So wind chills are going to be down in the teens today, so it's going to be very chilly. And then Saturday, sunny with a few clouds, high temperature 45. Sunday, morning clouds and a high of 60. We're looking like 62 to 65 on Sunday, so it's kind of weird. Temperatures are going to be very, very cold today, and then by Sunday we're going to be back up in the mid-60s. So plan your weekend accordingly. All right, it is 8:54 now, 6 minutes in front of 9 o'clock. You still have time to get down to Krispy Kreme, get one of these free cheesecake donuts. Come on down and join us live at Krispy Kreme and tell them you're listening to Talk of the Town. You'll get a free donut this morning. We'll get our final break in. We'll come back and wrap things up here at Krispy Kreme right after this.
It's the final push to beat our all-time sales record, and Greenville Toyota will do whatever it takes. Hurry in today and get Toyotathon savings before it's over. Final year-end payments as low as $148 a month and 0% APR financing. Plus, shop our huge selection of recently traded certified pre-owned vehicles. With the Greenville Toyota Advantage, every new Toyota comes with covered maintenance for life. And we're open Sunday, December 29th to hit our goal. We're almost at the finish line. Hurry in today and help Greenville Toyota set another record.
At the law firm of Hardy & Hardy, we don't simply take cases.
We take your case personally.
I've been in several car accidents, and each time I've turned to Hardy & Hardy for help. They are honest, hardworking, and dependable. I've been satisfied with the conclusion of each case, and I would recommend Wayne and Charles Hardy to my family and friends.
You matter to us.
Protecting the rights of the seriously injured.
Unlock the best life has to offer for generations to come. Introducing the Legacy Membership exclusively at Ironwood Golf and Country Club. As a Legacy member, you'll not only enjoy all the benefits of an active, family-friendly lifestyle, your children and grandchildren will enjoy membership status as well. Belonging to Ironwood is remarkable. Sharing it with your entire family is even better. Become a Legacy member today, only at Ironwood Golf and Country Club. Golf at its finest, life at its fullest.
Top Dog Academy is Eastern North Carolina's complete dog training facility. Top Dog provides an excellent environment for dogs of all ages with training services and work week daycare. Top Dog is located on Highway 43 South, just 4 miles from Bells Fork, and features a comfortable, healthy environment and a spacious facility for daycare and a brand new, beautiful facility for training. Call 752-8215 or visit topdogonline.com.
Come on out Highway 43 South to Top Dog Academy, where we know dogs.
Pepsi, born here, raised by Panthers fans everywhere.
Raise your Pepsi for a chance to win the ultimate fan experience. See specially marked 18 packs or visit PepsiRaisedHere.com to learn more.
Many people in eastern North Carolina suffer from diabetes. The question is, can the disease be managed before it causes harm? Are there lifestyle changes that can help prevent it in the first place? And can a health system really make a difference? At Vidant Health, we're empowering people with tools and resources to detect and manage chronic disease. Can diabetes education and management help members of your family lead healthier lives? The answer is definitely yes.
Okay, welcome back. Talk of the Town. We've had a good time down here this morning. We've been live at Krispy Kreme's at 7 o'clock this morning. Always love coming down here. A lot of fun to get the morning started at Krispy Kreme, see a lot of friends, have a lot of good coffee. I laid off the donuts again this morning, McGee.
I did too. Believe it or not, New Year's resolution, I'm going to, after I had about 15 to 20 donuts over Christmas, I need to take a break. So.
I actually have tried to do a New Year's resolution myself. I used to talk about that a lot on the air, but I ain't talking about it.
Yeah, because if you talk about it, you won't get it done.
Because then I'll see somebody out in public and go, hey, how's your diet going?
Yeah.
That kind of
Right, exactly.
I'm not really into having a public discussion about my weight again.
You ain't low carb Henry Hinton.
Exactly. All right, what's up for the weekend? Any big plans? What are you doing this weekend?
No, I'll be around. We're actually doing Christmas with my mom's side of the family.
Oh, you're still doing Christmas?
Here, this weekend, tomorrow.
Well, I guess Old Christmas is like the 6th. That's Monday. You know, they call it Old Christmas. I don't know what the tradition of that is, but Old Christmas comes up on Monday. That's always January the 6th. And so.
Okay, so Christmas and football for me over the weekend.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. All right, well, we want to thank all the folks that came by to see us this morning. Thank Chief Hassan Aden. Also had Representative Brian Brown stop in this morning unexpectedly. Had a great chat with him about looking ahead to the 2014 legislative session. And a lot of good conversation with Chief Aden this morning about the crime problem in Greenville. And, you know, it's just getting worse, it seems. And I feel like we're very fortunate to have a guy like Chief Aiden here at this moment in time. And I'm also very excited about some of these new strategies that are going to be employed in 2014 that have worked in other places that he's willing to do here. And I think, it'll be interesting to see how that goes throughout the year.
Can't hurt to try it.
Yeah,
sure.
We got to do something different, that's for sure. All right, everybody, enjoy your weekend. Thanks again to the Krispy Kreme folks. And we will see you back in the studio Monday morning on Talk of the Town.